Hey everyone, today I've got a special treat for you. Joining me is my friend Loryne Andawey. She and I first connected about a year ago on Vocal Media, which is a fantastic platform for writers. Now she's sharing her amazing work on Substack. But today we're switching things up a bit. Loryne is here to cook a simple, delicious meal for us and guide us through the step-by-step process. You won't want to miss this.
It's the Rick and Christopher talk show. I've got 10 questions that I'm gonna ask you. Hey friends, kick up your feet, sip your coffee. It's the coffee. It's the Rick and Christopher talk show. The Rick and Christopher talk show. I've got 10 questions that I'm gonna ask you. Hey friends, kick up your feet.
Welcome, Loryne. It's great to have you here today.
Hey Rick, thank you so much for having me on.
So what will you be cooking for us?
I'm glad you asked. Let me show you.
So today for you and your viewers, I'm going to be baking some chicken quarters with some cream of mushroom soup, which I will then thin out with some of this broth over here. I'm also going to be making a side of some asparagus cooked up with some garlic, butter, and salt. I'm also going to chop up the rest of these mini peppers so that we can have a nice side, and I'm also going to be cooking some rice to round it all out. Let's get started.
Now tell me, is this something you have cooked for your family before?
This is actually something I made for hubby and I. It actually doesn't have a name, this dish. Maybe just, chicken baked with cream of mushroom soup. My mom used to make this when I was younger. Ooh, come on. And I found it very easy and tasty. So yeah. And so right now I'm just giving the chicken some color before it goes into the Pyrex over here. Gotta work in batches because I don't have a big enough pan. Give me a moment. So right now I've just thinned out some of the cream of mushroom soup, and I'm wondering if it's enough to cover all of this. Might need a little bit more stock. I got the oven heating up to 375. Then I will cover and bake for at least an hour. Usually that's all it takes. Well, actually no. Lies. I'm going to actually bake it covered for 45 minutes. Check on it and then bake it uncovered for another 10. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, that looks about right. Now to cover it up. Did you know my hubby doesn't like mushrooms, but he does like cream of mushroom soup? Go figure. Alright, chicken's in the oven. Time to wait.
How long have you been with Substack, and how does this platform differ from Vocal Media?
Well, I haven't been there for very long. I only started in mid-May, so I'm very new to the platform. What I noticed, how it differed from Vocal, is that it's skewed mainly towards nonfiction. Now, there is a section in Substack where you can put in your art or, write your fiction or your poetry, but it still does mainly skew towards nonfiction. A couple of things also is that, like every writing platform, Substack is trying to muscle out Medium, trying to make itself more attractive, almost making it look more like a social media platform at this point. So you can put up your videos or link your videos to your YouTube. You can put up your photos and talk about them like you would on Instagram. And you could also, they have a feature called Notes, which you can write in, and it's kind of like the Twitter or X version of Substack, and you're able to communicate to your readers and to other people on the platform that way. But at its core, it's a newsletter platform. So what you do on Substack is you create your blog, or it could be anything. It could be about your art, it could be about your writing, it could be how to write, whatever subjects you have. And whoever subscribes, they subscribe through their email. So, and when that happens, you actually are able to generate an email list as a result, and that email list you own. So I found that very attractive because I don't think Vocal ever did that, generating an email list for us.
What is your goal with Substack, and what sort of content do you share?
So this Substack project actually started with my personal Instagram. So in my personal Instagram, Hey Loryne, I actually show my groceries, how much it costs, and the meals I make with them. And I found it like a little fun project to do just for me. But then I started getting curious about other people. It's like, okay, like, what do you guys do for what do you guys buy for your groceries? Where do you buy them? How much does it cost? Do you have any tips to keep costs down? Because it's expensive to shop for food right now. So I started getting curious about other people. And it's only fair. I mean, you see mine, might as well see yours. So that's number one. But also number two, there's so much food media out there. So many videos, reviews, TikToks, mukbangs, ASMRs, and it's like I enjoy some of them, and it's really interesting to see what other people eat in different cultures, see all the restaurants that are creating new and exciting foods. But at the same time, a lot of what I see, a lot of what is Instagrammable or what gets the most views are foods that are glorified, that are either very luxurious or gargantuan or just absolutely ridiculous. And I thought, what about the everyday food? What about the everyday food that everybody else eats? And because a lot of it, it's either I have to shell out so much money in order to go to that restaurant that you're reviewing, in order to have the thing that you are saying is a really good chicken sandwich, or even home cooks who are saying like, this is an easy meal to make, but it's high. There's a high production team behind them, there's a production team behind them, and it looks too good to be real. I mean, it is real, but they make it look unrealistic. So I was getting kind of sick of that content, and I wanted to kind of bring it down to earth. And so I thought, what better way to do that than by, approaching some of my friends, some of my neighbors, and asking, hey, how are your groceries? How much do they cost? And what do you make out of them? Who are you feeding? And just to humanize the face of food, so to speak, because not everybody can afford the luxurious restaurants or the really expensive ingredients that go into the food that you're supposed to make for an occasion and not for everyday consumption. I mean, and I know I'm going on a rant here because I remember this one video, and I think our mutual friend, Marion Carroll, she sent it to me and she said, hey, take a look at this. This guy is showing him and his family, and they're showing their groceries and what they make out of them. And I'm looking at this video, and I kid you not, the dude comes in with 2 bags of groceries, sets it on the table, and his wife and daughter in ball gowns start unpacking it. And then showing in, very swift clips, the foods that they make with them. And it's so delicious. And how much it costs. It didn't cost nothing. Like, it only cost, I don't know, like $70 to make 3, 4, 5 meals. And I'm like, but you're in a ball gown. Like, who has a ball gown? Like, so that's another thing. Another reason why I've started this Substack project, which I have called Hiya Neighbor. And this Hiya Neighbor is a food blog and newsletter that focuses on the people of Toronto, their groceries, and the meals they make with them. Toronto and the GTA. And that's going to be my project for the next little while.
Your meal is coming along pretty well. It looks great.
Okay, so time to do the veggies. Now I know I wanted to use butter, but I don't like wasting flavor. And in this pan where all the meat was cooking, or at least browning, is all the flavor. So I'm going to be using that. Got my garlic ready. I'm gonna have to put this away. All right, let's give the rice a good wash. Got 2 cups of this in, by the way. Okay, let's go. All right, that looks real good. Real good.
I'm a big fan of asparagus. Yum.
Okay, the rice is cooked. Ooh! And so's the chicken. All right, time to plate.
Loryne, that looks absolutely delicious. It looked pretty easy to prepare.
And we are done. Now would you look at that? Rick, when you coming over?
I'll be there in 10 minutes, ready to eat. But seriously, Loryne, this was a whole lot of fun, and I thank you for joining me today. I wish you much success on Substack, and I will be chiming in to check out those great recipes.
Thank you so much for having me, Rick. Bon appetit.
It's the Rick and Christopher talk show. I got 10 questions that I'm gonna ask you. Hey friends, kick up your feet, sip your coffee. It's the coffee. It's the Rick and Christopher talk show. Rick Henry Christopher talk show. I've got 10 questions